The Beer Brothers is a comedy podcast where two dumb babies related by blood grew up and now review beers for you, the people. You can drink along if you'd like, but maybe don't do it in your car on the way to work. Drink responsibly. At home. In the dark.
Going to be the hottest episode yet, not because of content, but because it's just going to be really hot in Micah's apartment.
Yeah, I have to turn the air off every time we record because my central air unit is downstairs and it's really loud.
Mm-hmm. So no air for us while we drink these beers and talk about nonsense.
But cold, icy, yummy beers for us, though.
Yeah, it helps. It really gives us a sense of how thirst quenching these can be.
Well, after a couple of weeks off, the boys are back. I'm Micah.
I'm Cody.
This is the Beer Brothers.
Let's go. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, go for it. I don't know what you have, but...
yeah, I know. You always open up with something really good.
You've had a lot of time to think about some new content.
Well, I've also been busy with the new job, so not all content's going to be...
We got a job.
We got a job now, flying all over the place and doing things, but I need to talk to you about your business, Essence of Mocha.
Yeah,
do you... it's your prison panties from Micah?
That's not what it was.
No, I've got customer reviews.
Okay.
Your worn things that you're selling to inmates, help them get by, and it smells great. This is the first one. As if I had stripped them right off his swamp ass.
Yeah.
There's that one. Really enjoy his hockey series. At $30 a pair, it takes a hit from my commissary, but it's totally worth it. Inhale that sweet stank.
You're a fucking idiot.
Literally got into a fight with my cellie over these damn panties. They're worth at least 3 packs of smokes in here. I mean, you got a magical thing going, buddy.
Well, everybody's got to have a side hustle, and mine just happens to be my sweet, sweet stank.
There it is. Just selling
Don't know what else to tell you.
Selling to the people in captivity.
There's only one group of people that would buy those bad boys, and they're in lockup, baby.
Yep. Well,
they don't get conjugal visits, so I'm not allowed to,
Yeah, I don't think you want any of that.
No,
anyway.
it's fine.
No.
You don't know me.
Well, this is true.
I mean, we grew up together, whatever.
Whatever, man. All right, what's our first beer of the day?
First beer of the day is from Founders Brewing Co. out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ooh. And this is called the All Day IPA Session Ale. And so today's theme for the beers, we are reviewing beers from the bachelor party weekend that I was just attending.
Yes.
We brought all of the everybody at the party brought the bachelor a 6-pack of IPAs on top of all the other drinking beers for the weekend.
Yep.
Because he's a big IPA fan. So everybody brought a different one, and I asked him at the end, as I said, what were your 4 favorites? And so he couldn't remember what they were. So he told me the colors and the can art. So from that, I was able to surmise most of them. I think only one of these beers won't be from that party. It'll be the second beer we do. But yeah, so this was the favorite of the weekend. This is the All Day IPA. It is a 4.7 IPA. It is a golden, beautiful color. Let me just read a little bit about what Founders says about their beer. All right, here it is. The beer you've been waiting for. Keeps your taste satisfied while keeping your senses sharp. An all-day IPA, naturally brewed with a complex array of malts, grains, and hops. Balanced for optimal aromatics and a clean finish. The perfect reward for an honest day's work and the ultimate companion to celebrate life's simple pleasures.
Well,
That's a very sweet little word about that beer.
Yeah, well, and you were, celebrating.
We were
married, so it's
we were
cool.
celebrating a friend.
Kind of neat.
Moving on to the next part of life.
Next part of the world in his lifetime. Dude, yeah, this beer it's got all the hops that you like in an IPA, like all that kind of, citrusy, a little bit of spicy stuff going on, but it's ultra smooth on the back end.
Yeah.
It is, when they say all day, this is
Yeah.
Not just easy drinking. This is just like, just push it down. It's just going down.
Yeah, IBUs are only at 42. So it's not insanely hoppy. But you do get all the flavors of the hop without the bite of the bitterness. And, I mean, the name says it all. It is an all-day IPA. We literally sat on the lake drinking these most of the day until they were gone. We bought a couple of cases of this one specifically.
Yeah. I'm going to the pool after this. I might pick that up as my pool beer today.
It's a fantastic outside, like, summer drinking beer.
Yeah. A lot of times I wouldn't want an IPA, like, when it's hot, just because it kind of can be, just too much. I don't know, but this is not that. This is very much in that realm of, wow, this is refreshing, and I don't feel like I'm just like drowning in calories or, whatever. Might be, but doesn't taste like it.
Yeah, on the pour it has like this very beautiful kind of opaque golden color. Looks a lot like
it's a honey color.
There you go. Doesn't look a lot like a lot of IPAs you pour, too, but a lot of that is because of the content is a lot lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was probably this is my second favorite of the weekend. I have another one that was my favorite, but this was the bachelor's favorite.
Cool.
For the weekend, for sure.
And congrats to him. When is he getting married?
This coming Saturday. So
okay, cool. Shout out to them.
Shout out to...
Was it Ben?
Yeah, Ben and Al.
Ben and Al. Allison.
Yes.
Ben and Al.
Allison.
Big Al, the Viper. All right.
Yep.
Okay, what do we get into? I just referred
to
him as Big Al the Viper.
Oh, you don't have any more content? You're already out? No. I'll talk about... Okay, I got a couple stories from this bachelor party weekend. So we had this lake house for like 4 nights. Okay?
Now is this
Memorial
truly
Day
lake house? Like it's like the deck is on the lake, like you could fish from it if you wanted to, or no?
So it's a lake house, and they have steps down to their dock, and they have a dock. They didn't have boats there, but they had a couple paddle boards for us. So we just kind of used those. We were gonna rent a boat, but with it being the Memorial Day weekend, which is like one of the busiest weekends of the year for lake people, it was going to be expensive and hard to rent a boat. So we were fine with just sitting out by the water, drinking, jumping in. They had like a slide, which was cool. And the paddle boards. So we would just paddle in between all these coves. And it's this lake called Lake Norris out in East Tennessee.
Right.
It almost looks like a lot of rivers, but it's just really wide channels of water, so they call it a lake. But it's all just made up of tons of coves. Yeah. And there's a lot of really nice houses and docks out there, so we would kind of just explore the waters a little bit and see all the different setups people had. It was really nice. Really, really beautiful out there. It's kind of close to the mountains, so you can kind of see the mountains while you're on the lake, which is really nice. We rent this lake house, and everybody starts showing up, and first night we packed 300 beers into their downstairs fridge. Shit. They were all gone after the first 2 days.
You had 150 beers a day.
But it was between 10 people.
Oh, well.
On top of the handles of liquor that we had and the IPAs. That didn't include the IPAs we brought. That was just light beers. And somebody brought a couple cases of
My body
Truly.
hurts.
My body was in pain for days.
Yeah.
I didn't know my almost 30-year-old body could do that. It was terrifying.
I got crutches for a couple of days. Like, it was a great time, guys.
Well, we got
almost died.
The last day that we actually had, like, the full day at the house, because checkout for the last day wasn't until 6 p.m., it's almost a whole other day.
That's nice.
Which is wild. But so we were able to kind of check out on our own, timing, which was nice. But I was sitting there in the last full day we had after 2 nights in a row of losing in a game called Slap Cup pretty badly and getting absolutely destroyed and not remembering when I went to sleep. I just woke up and there was a piece of pizza on my nightstand. And so I rolled over and took a bite of it because that was my life then. So I had to. So I was sitting on the water and there was a stereo playing on full blast just right in front of my face. And I think I got stuck in a sound tunnel for about 10 minutes and I couldn't move. I was just accepting this fate of what I was in. I'm just sweating in the sun with this music blasting me in the face. And eventually I was able to speak. I just said, guys, can we do something about this? Can we turn it down or move it, please? And they said, I don't know how you were sitting there for that long. In my head, I was wondering, how is he doing this? Like, he's been sitting there for 15 minutes with that music in his face. He's hungover as hell. I was stuck. So it was a very wild weekend. We drank a ton. I'd say a couple of the best stories worth retelling is one, we got a sex doll.
Okay.
And apparently they always get one for every one of these parties. It's kind of the running gag is to get this inflatable, disgusting-looking sex doll that looks like... do you remember the Cynthia doll from Rugrats?
Yeah.
It's like that dog. It's like that doll grew up and had a really rough turn.
That doll was already having a rough turn.
It had the most like terrifying face on it that you will ever see. It was disgusting. So
open mouth.
No,
face?
it didn't have an open mouth face. It was just a dead face. Like it had no expression on it, and it was just really creepy. It had like really shitty looking makeup painted on. And blonde hair, and so my friend immediately gets it because he didn't want to see her face. So he said, I want to cut her hair to make her look like Sia. So
it had actual, like, hair fibers? It wasn't like...
It had hair, like, attached to the head, yeah.
Wow.
So he cuts it, and then he butchers it, and gives it this super short cut, which then we decided it looked like Cynthia. We called it Cynthia most of the week. Sia or Cynthia most of the weekend. And it didn't look great. It was a terrible look, but it's fine. So we tied her up to the water slide at the bottom of the dock as like our flag for the weekend. Mm-hmm. It was kind of messed up, but we were laughing at how dumb it was. Also, I didn't know this, like the holes that you would use, they have like seals on them. So if the seal's broken, you know this one's been used.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's really weird. It was super creepy. We were really weirded out by the whole thing. But one of the funniest things was we got really drunk. We were really drunk at one point. Everybody just kind of has life jackets under them, floating out in the water, just kind of laughing. People are throwing beers into the water, just trying to swim to them and grab them or whatever. They're floating around, and one of our friends is hammered, and he just chucks every beer in the case that we had out, the Yeti cooler we had out there. He takes them all and just starts rapid firing them into the lake as fast as he can. And we're like scrambling to get all these beers, like 30 beers. He just throws them out in the water, and then he's in, and we're all like kind of yelling and laughing and trying to grab all these beers up before they like float off into the void,
the abyss.
And then he takes the doll, unties her, gets her up on top of the slide, and then he's like about to ride her 69 face down on top of her down the slide, but then he's like, no, wait a minute, I got this. He sits down on the slide, flips her upside down so the 69ing is still happening, and then continues to drink a beer around her butthole and go down the slide at the same time.
Wow.
Lands on top of her and starts swimming around on her. And they had taken all the hair and crammed it into the panties to make it look like pubes. So there's all these like blonde pubic hairs just floating around in the water.
Gosh.
It was so dumb. Oh man, I was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in person. I was crying laughing.
Are sex dolls only a joke? Like who actually buys them?
I don't know who ever buys them for. I know that my question was like, do they make dude sex dolls? Are they just as terrifying?
Oh yeah,
like they have to, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, are they just as terrifying? You usually don't see them. The joke is always like the female sex dolls that you see, but a dude one would have been pretty weird too.
Yeah.
I'm sure that bachelorette parties get them for sure. So, yeah, but it's got to be a joke. We were like literally looking at like, how does anybody fuck this for real? Like, how does anybody take this and like, yeah, this is what I'm into.
You know what I think?
Can't keep these rubber hands off me.
The only person, like a virgin, like somebody that's like just and doesn't believe they can ever experience
maybe
love in that way, so they just get one of those and like, is this what it's like?
Yeah. Really weird, man.
Plasticky rubberiness.
Really weird. And then the only other story I have, which this one might make you sick, is we were sitting around and people were spitting dip into Gatorade bottles.
Yeah. Oh.
And I had a Gatorade bottle on this table at one point in time and couldn't remember which one was mine, so I grab it and I'm sitting there and we're talking and I take a sip and it was full of dip spit. And it was one of the nasty... No one saw this happen somehow. No one saw this. It went in my mouth, and I immediately knew what happened. It was one of the most disgusting tastes and terrifying bacterial nightmares of my life. I got up, I went over, I opened a beer, and just started pouring it on my face and into my mouth to try and just drown out everything. Jumped into the water.
What was the flavor?
It was like menthol. It was just you're just drinking menthol. It was disgusting, dude.
Did you actually swallow?
No, I didn't swallow any of it. Thank God. I got it out. I just saw it. I got it in my mouth. I stood up. I just walked over, spit it out in the lake, and just took a beer and started just throwing it into my face.
Yeah.
Went upstairs, made myself puke.
Well,
It was absolutely disgusting.
on that note, I wish you had maybe waited because we probably could have pulled a whole segment from that. But on that note, Jess, our younger sister,
Oh, yeah.
used to have a real problem as a kid of like going around and like taking sips out of people's drinks, because we'd be at baseball games for our older brothers, and so people would have Cokes, they'd have like whatever, just kind of sitting at their feet or behind them. And dude, there was one time, I want to say we were at a Rangers game or something. Like there was a literal we were at like a pro game in Dallas. Maybe not.
I think it was a college game. I think
It was a
like
college game.
Atlanta.
I don't know. Yeah. And she turns around. This guy has his cup in the floor. Turns around. She grabs his cup, and it looks like Coke, and it's chewing tobacco spit.
Oh, no.
Not even dip spit. It is chewing tobacco spit. So it is like bountiful.
Motor oil color.
When she takes a sip, and it's like this grimace comes over her face, and she doesn't even like really open her mouth. She just kind of makes a sad face, and drool just starts coming out, and she starts to cry.
She did the same thing
Yeah.
at Granny's house. Our Granny used to dip
Yeah, snuff.
all the time.
Yeah.
For years. She lived to be like 90 something, early 90s. And
80s.
no, she was 90. She definitely hit 90. I think she died at 90. Regardless.
Anyway.
Yeah, irrelevant. She chewed that stuff for so long, and I do remember she did the same thing. She thought it was like, oh, what's this? And drank it, and Granny's like, oh, honey, that's not. No.
Did the Kevin Hart thing.
It was really bad.
No.
It was really bad. Anyways, okay, we got to go ahead and move on to the next beer.
Okay, let's go. Our next beer is brought to you by Ballast Point Brewery out of San Diego, California. We are drinking their Fathom IPA today. This is a little note from the brewer. Fathom IPA highlights our favorite characteristics of the West Coast IPA style. This crisp and clean brew features a touch of malt on the surface with an ocean of zesty orange and piney hops below. The result is a refreshing, easy-drinking IPA with just the right amount of depth. This is a 6% alcohol by volume beer, 50 IBUs on the scale there, and this is available year-round. So if you see it out in the store, be sure to check it out. We love hearing about anytime someone tries something that they've heard about on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorites. Like, yeah, I heard you talk about it and tried it, loved it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so this is a little hazy of a honey color, a little more amber than the last one that we had.
Yeah.
Definitely on the hop side, a lot more hoppy. I will give it that. And the orange zest makes for a different kind of, I don't know, different feel to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's good stuff.
I'm going to take another sip.
A lot of malt in it. Lots of malt.
Yeah, very
Kind of
malty.
bready.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Very malty, bready. You can really get the wheat flavor with the hop. It's a pretty mellow mix.
Yeah.
The bitterness on the back end is interesting. It's very subtle, but it kind of sits on the back of your tongue for a while. Mm-hmm. Just sort of floats there.
Floating around in the pool, which
Yeah.
is also what their can is like.
A submarine diver.
Yeah,
or
old school
deep sea
submarine diver.
Yeah.
In there. Okay, so I've got a couple things that are just kind of bouncing around my noggin here today.
Yeah.
One thing. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. I went out for my birthday last night.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Pearl Diver in Nashville. If you're ever here, go to it. It's delicious food, awesome cocktails.
Badass theme.
Yeah,
Nautical.
Really awesome theme.
Sticking on
But
the nautical.
Here's the thing with them is that their whole thing is island vibe. So
Yeah.
unlike most hip restaurants, they have waiters and waitresses that are just kind of there. You go and sit down. You literally walk in and it's just open table. If there's a table open, you sit at it.
Grab it.
If there's not, and there's just like a little lounge or a couple seats, like that's your seat. Like there's no one. They're not there trying to guide you and to do anything because their whole theme is like. We just want it to be a relaxed atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And that may stress some people out that there's not a dedicated, like, this is our table. Because if you get up from your table, someone can come sit in it if they want to. But that's kind of the mentality you have to go into that with. But we were looking up reviews, and some of the reviews by, people were... They said some things like, anytime we went to the bartender or something, they seemed annoyed. that we were asking for something, because that's how you order drinks. You go to the bar, you order your drink, you wait for it, you go back to your table.
Yeah.
And you even order your food at the bar. Like, it's a walk-up kind of situation. And, I got to thinking about this, and I was just like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone really happy at McDonald's, that's like they're just taking your order.
Yeah.
And it made me wonder, like, if you're going out, like, do you want people just, like, smiley, happy, friendly with you all the time? And not, like, angry. Like, these dudes are just asking your drink. Like, what do you want? Like, it's not like they're not being rude. Like, I was trying to observe it last night while I was there. And to me, maybe because I know the people, I'm just like, they're taking your order. Like,
there's also probably, like, a directness and, like, hey, there's other people that are going to be waiting in line, so give it to me. Like, let's go. We got people waiting around.
Yeah, well,
here to chit chat.
And I will say they're flying around making multiple cocktails at once for different people. So I don't know if it's like an element of like, I'm really patient, or if it's these people are just really impatient or have an expectation of like, I'm spending money and you should just wait on me hand and foot, whatever. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that the people who leave those sorts of reviews can eat my asshole.
Essenceofmocha.com.
Yeah, essenceofmocha.com. You get a free pair if you leave a shitty review.
Yeah.
I will shit in my pants and send it to you if you leave.
Is that what you prefer on Essence of Mocha? Shitty reviews? That's actually how you should label it on Essence of Mocha.
Shitty pant reviews. No, man, I think it's ridiculous. Like, the whole customer service industry sucks ass. No one wants to have... Most of the time, most people, that is not their end game. They are there to make money, do their job, and go home at the end of the day. So you can't expect somebody, if they're not directly being rude and mean to you, then it's probably nothing. It's probably them. It has nothing to do with you. Who cares if they're annoyed? As long as your food and your drinks come out and everything's good, who gives a shit about anything else? Quit being a baby about it.
Yeah.
And just eat your food and go home.
I've just never felt inclined enough to go, which is funny because we're doing a podcast on giving reviews of beer, but I've never felt inclined enough to go to a restaurant and then go online to leave a review of that. Like, I wonder if people really enjoy their meal a lot, and then they're just like, I'm just going to review this and see if I can get another free meal.
People totally do that. People do that with my job all the time, where you get reviews from people or feedback from people, and you know that the only reason they're doing this stuff is to see how much they can milk you for.
I used to work in fast food. And so there is an element of me that, like, there is a level of expectation to me of just things being done well. Doesn't mean I really don't care if you're super smiley or happy, but if you just are efficient at your job, like, hey, what do you want? Thanks so much. Like, you say thank you with a deadpan face. Like, thank you.
Thanks.
I'd probably laugh about it, but at least you said thank you,
Yeah.
But, like, damn it. Like, again, another $1.
It's very hard to break.
Just so y'all know, we're trying to work on some communications things where we're not saying like all the time.
Trying not to sound like idiots.
Yes.
By saying like constantly.
Yeah. Like. I used to work on this one team where they were a pretty raunchy team. Like, when we weren't on the phone, it was just... HR could have fired all of us at any point.
Hey, Tim, how clean's your asshole right now?
Seriously, it would be that kind of conversation. But that was like our group, and everybody around us knew that's what it was. And so somebody once brought in like a cuss jar, and it had like, damn it, it had 50. I don't have to say like right there. It had $54 in it by the end of the week.
It had about $54.
Yeah, about 54, roundabout, somewhere there. All right, sorry, we're teaching everyone today that we suck at this completely. So.
We're stupid. We only have so much brain space for so many words.
And with every beer that we have, it just gets worse.
That's true. I say it
down.
more. Mm-hmm.
Like, content.
If we had a jar for it here, it would be over $100 per episode.
Okay, so back to the food service thing. I saw...
all the way back.
We're going to go back, sorry. I saw, and I was talking before all this, that... shit. Said Anyway.
Um's okay. As long as you're not doing it constantly.
Before all this, that because I'd worked in fast food, I still have some expectations of just how things should be done in a timely manner or whatever. Like, there's still that. And so I feel bad, even when something is done poorly, going and saying anything about it. Like, I still don't want to...
Most people hate the confrontation.
It's not even that. Like, I know I'm right. I know I could go up there and be like, hey, I ordered it this way. You didn't make it right. Most of the time, I just want you to make it right and make it immediately. Like, fix it.
This is cold. Why was this cold?
Why are you giving me this burrito that's been sitting on the counter for the last 15 minutes when I just ordered it 2 seconds ago?
Stuff. It's the worst.
Nasty. But I saw this article.
I never care enough to leave a review, though. Except for that one time. That was the only time
I've
people
review like Wendy's. Right? Let's review.
I hate this Wendy's. They always get my order wrong. Of course they do. It's Wendy's. Fuck off. They're probably high as shit back there.
You're paying $1 for a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Who cares if it's right or wrong? It's dirt cheap.
Speaking of that, though, those are some of the most fun jobs that I had because you hated your job so much, you tried to find things to do.
Oh, yeah.
To, get overtime or
fun,
whatever. Yeah, just to make it more fun. I saw this article of this kid who took a literal fucking bath in this, dishwasher sink in the back of a Wendy's.
Oh, my God.
I've never done anything that extreme. There's video of it, and he's, in it, up to his
all
chest.
Those giant dishwashing
Yeah, the industrial
sinks.
tubs. He got into this thing.
I could see that.
Yeah. And it just made me think of times that I would work the drive-thru at McDonald's, and you got the 2 windows. Mm-hmm. And you have the guy in the back who's taking the orders, and I would usually be the one, making the drinks and handing the food out. Mm-hmm. And my favorite thing to do is to get a pack of ketchup and twist the top of it so it looked like a needle. It gets, really tight. And then while he was taking his order, I would bullet those things at his head, and they would explode, on him.
Oh, my God.
Explode, on the wall. It would just be a bird had exploded on the wall next to him. It's ketchup, so it's just, blood packs.
He's repeating the order back. Okay, so you wanted 2 double cheeseburgers, a large Coke, and a fuck!
Yeah. Jeez! Anyway, are we on to the next one yet?
We need to be.
Let's go. Time to move.
Next beer, baby. All right, we're back. Another beer. And today, we had Fat Bottom Brewery on the show recently. We don't like to do repeats back-to-back or within short order normally, but since this was one of the beers that the Bachelor suggested or liked for the weekend, we're doing it. And so this is Fat Bottom's Knockout IPA. The Knockout IPA has 80 IBUs and sits at a 5.9% ABV. Starting as a taproom special, this brew was too popular not to bring back for the big time. Made from Cascade and Pacific Jade hops, Knockout is distinguished by a grapefruit aroma. And at 80 IBU, she has a bitter punch, but is balanced with a malty backbone. She's definitely a knockout. And they always do a lot of pinup art on all of their pinup female model artwork on all their cans. So all of the beers are females, so that's how they reference them. Fat Bottom is in Nashville. Like I said, we've talked about them on the podcast before. And this beer is...
Is it good?
Is it good? Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
actually
good.
really, really good.
Yeah,
I like this beer a lot.
Hold on, let me just get into this guy.
Yes,
good.
That's good. That's a nice one. Yes, that's
really
good.
Nice, really nice.
Oh yeah, it's very smooth. It is a little hazier. They're slowly getting a little darker in color. So this one's even darker than the last one, but it's still in that honey amber.
80 IBUs is definitely present.
Yes.
You feel it on the tongue. It's sharp.
But it's still pretty smooth. All things considered, it goes down easy. Aroma wise,
the best way I want to describe
definitely
IPAs is and I don't know if any of you are cheddar cheese fans, but you have mild, medium, sharp, extra sharp.
That's a good
right?
one.
And so kind of on the scale of IBUs, this feels like a near extra sharp cheddar cheese. It's got that real sharpness and bitterness to it that the other beers did not have. They still had all the flavor and everything of an IPA, but they weren't as sharp as this is. So
yeah,
and that doesn't mean it's not smooth. It just means it's a little bit more bitter.
Yeah, it's a very smooth beer. Definitely tastes the bitter. A little hazy in that golden honey color. Foams up really nice. The grapefruit aroma is definitely there. But I really enjoy this beer. It's kind of sticky on the end. My lips are got a little stickiness on them, but that could just be all of the fruit that is in there, culminating inside of the beer. But it's really good. I enjoy this beer. Pretty easy drinking considering it's right under 6%. So
yeah, not as heavy as some of the ones that will make you forget your last name.
Yeah, We've had some of those.
Yeah,
It was like 10% big boys. No, please.
Those are rough. Those are rough episodes. By the time it's over, I'm like, I've had way too much. This is not good.
Did we remember to hit record?
Did we record today?
Okay, what's your next segment? So I'll save
shoot.
my thing for last.
Oh, we're going years last. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a couple of things. I know I've said that in the previous segment, but I do. Like, they're kind of combined.
Yeah.
Been traveling a lot. I'm having to be on planes a lot, specifically.
Okay.
And, you know, there are some people that just... What is your mentality on riding in a plane for a couple hours? Are you a talker? Are you just zone into a movie, listen to music, read a book? Like, what is your thing?
Yeah, I have to find something to do. Music's a big one. I enjoy the window seat only because of the view. I hate it for bathroom situations.
Yeah, oh Lord.
But I do like it for the window and the view. It's one of my favorite parts of flying. And tuning into some good music. If the view's not great, it's like, I don't know, boring looking outside in the desert wherever you're flying.
Well, it takes back to our first episode. If you fell like out of a plane, how would you survive?
Yeah. Or you think
those
about
thoughts
that
all
sort of stuff.
have like the whole time.
It goes somewhere else. Yeah, I have to tune into something. Sometimes I'll take I have my little Nintendo Switch now, so I have some games loaded up on that and ready to go just to kill some time. But man, those nonstop 5-hour flights to LA and stuff, that's rough. That's a rough flight.
I feel like there's like a list of people. I'm just gonna go through some people.
Yes,
that exist on a plane.
On an airplane, okay.
And I'm of your nature, which is you get in, you sit down. You could just put me in my own little cube, and like I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to like we're just on a bus. We're a bunch of strangers in a sardine can flying one way. Like I don't want to know you. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. And maybe that sounds cruel.
I hope I never see you again, you piece of shit.
Literally, I will never see most of those people ever again in my lifetime. And even if I do, I won't recognize them from a plane ride for 2.5 hours to Dallas or back, And I pre-prepped, thankful to Carrie for being like, download some movies from Netflix so you don't have to rely on the Wi-Fi before you leave. It's a good move.
Good move.
Okay, so I downloaded the Ted Bundy tapes, which I don't know if you've watched those yet, but man, is it mind-blowing. If y'all are out there, watch them.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
Like, I knew about Ted Bundy, but I just didn't realize
really
how ingeniously maniacal that guy was. Anyway, crazy. So I download those, and I've got 4 hours worth of content on my phone.
Okay, yeah.
So plenty of time to not hear or see anyone if I don't want to. And before we take off, I put my ear things in. They're pretty noise canceling, so I can't hear a lot of anything going on except for some muffles.
Yeah.
But I hear this one guy. He's talking before we leave. Okay. The plane lands 2.5 hours later. Still fucking talking to somebody, and he's the only one talking in the whole plane. And I don't even know if the person next to him wants to talk. Like, it's one of those guys, It's I had somebody like that.
You've only heard one half of a conversation.
Yeah.
That's from one person.
Right. I had this one person once. I was flying to Vegas, and it was a 4-hour flight.
Yeah, I know that flight.
And I got sat next to an alien conspiracy theorist.
Nice.
That I had headphones on, and she taps me on the shoulder to ask me questions about Area 51. Like, she was the talker of the plane. She's like, do you see those crop circles out there? That's probably from the aliens. And, like, would not stop talking to me. I was like, man.
If somebody did that to me, I would literally lean over and say, if you tap me on the shoulder one more time, I'm going to fart so hard I shit my pants. And I'm going to sit in it, and I'm going to ruin this plane ride for not just you, but for everyone.
Like, I've had a couple McGriddles before I got on this plane.
I've had a couple McGriddles. I just drank a tomato juice vodka, and I'm about to shit my pants if you don't shut the fuck up.
Right. Anyway, she just would talk to me like I would be just in the middle of like song or whatever. I had the window seat, so I'm definitely not interested in this conversation. I'm looking out the window while this is going on.
Yeah.
And she would like tap me to bring me into her conversation because she just needed to talk. And I'm like, I get it. I get some people just want to have connection. Maybe you're just lonely. I mean, if you're an alien conspiracy theorist, You're definitely probably lonely because you just, reading blogs and things all the time alone in your basement. But there's that person, which is like, understand not everyone wants to talk. Actually, 99% of people on the plane do not want to talk.
Yeah.
Unless they're already friends. Then you have, I feel bad for these people because I have kids, but it's definitely the parents flying with children. And Southwest does a good job of making sure those families stay together. But sometimes when you're buying like American or Delta, you can't get tickets together. So you have like mom with baby in the back and baby is losing their shit for 2 hours.
That happens.
Feel bad for them. I'm not mad because kids are kids, so they're going to do what they do. Then you have the little bladder sat next to the window person.
That's me.
That can be me.
That happens to me a lot. I would rather sit at the window than the middle, though.
Really?
Like, yeah,
the middle is
the freaking worst. You don't get the best of either world. You get the worst version of everything possible on a plane in the middle.
Here's the thing with the middle seat, man. While it is the worst and most awkward and uncomfortable, and this is a rule that I don't think people understand, if you have the window seat, you have your elbow and the window.
Yeah.
You get to look out the window all you want, and you've got one like armrest.
Yep.
Right? The aisle seat, you got a little bit extra leg room. As long as people aren't walking through. And you got your other elbow. The middle, you should have both.
Yeah, that should be the general rule.
Then you got the assholes that don't understand the rule, and they're just like all over both sides. You're just like, okay, I just can't do this. I can't be here. And then you have the breakfast or lunch on the plane people that bring in like the most disgusting smelling food that they can bring into circulating air.
Sorry, is it okay if I eat this tuna sandwich right here?
Yeah. I brought in
It's been in my bag for 6 hours and it got really hot, but I think it's still good.
I brought a jar of gefilte fish to eat while on the plane.
I got these garlic stuffed jalapeno olives that they taste really good, but they smell like dick.
Yeah, I went to this barbecue spot before my flight, and it was really good. It was called Heart 8 Barbecue out of Irving, and they had this jalapeno sausage, and I got some. It was fantastic, but I wasn't eating all of it. Like, I left some, and my manager's like, just take it with you on the plane. I was like, no,
you silly fuck.
I'm not doing that. Who wants to smell my sausage? On the plane.
You have your bag right there, and there's somebody sitting there. It's the UFO lady.
Yeah.
You tap her on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You want to smell my sausage? No. Then don't talk to me about your UFOs, you fuck.
Yeah. Leave me alone. Trying to think of the other people that just... Oh, it's the stand-up when the plane lands people, and that's about 95% of people.
That's true.
Everyone stands up.
Everybody wants to
and
get
why?
out.
Like, why are you standing?
You're
You
stuck.
can't get out.
In order.
Yeah. You're just waiting. You're standing there impatiently waiting. So I've decided I'm not standing anymore. I don't care if I'm in the middle.
Sit and wait.
I'm just going to wait until the row right in front of me starts to clear out, and then I'll stand up, and then I'll leave.
Yep.
But it's annoying. Like,
That's one good thing about the aisle. You decide if the rest of your aisle if your seats stand up. You just kind of sit there and you're like, I'm waiting, man.
I prefer the aisle seat because I can get up at my leisure. I don't have to see out the window.
Yeah.
I don't get sick like that. So I'm just like, I just get up.
I was on the way to Vegas a couple years ago on a different bachelor party, and
bachelor party.
Was sitting with my buddy, and we got sat next to this little girl. Actually took the end, and we were like, perfect. She's tiny. We can get past her.
That is
easily
nice.
The whole time. We can just chill and do our own thing. And her dad was like an aisle across from her, and this fat fucker was like, I guess he was stuck in the middle or something in that aisle where the dad was sitting, and he said, well, hey, do you want me to switch seats with her so that she can... No, it wasn't. He wanted the fucking end seat, piece of shit.
Well, but he also had the weird back end side of like, do you want your daughter to sit with you instead of with some strange guys on it?
We weren't like talking to her. She was fine. She was doing her. She was pretty energetic, but we were leaving her alone, letting her do her own thing. And this dude takes it. He goes, but then he switches to her seat. I mean, and this dude was big. He's big, and he took up both elbows, and my friend was pissed about that. And then he just falls asleep, and then we had to like wake him up to get past him to go to the bathroom. Man, why did you fuck this up for us?
No.
If you were going to sleep the whole time, sit in the middle, you idiot.
You should have gone pro move, which is when you had to get over, you put one foot in the middle seat, and then you rub your balls across his face while you step over him to Get out. Oh, sorry about that.
I just lap dancing real quick.
Didn't want to wake you up. Yeah.
Just lap dancing real quick on the way over.
Didn't want to wake you from your slumber there, sir. It's my bad. You got the last segment, right?
I have the last segment. I got it rocking, ready to go.
Fantastic. Okay, I wanted to talk about the experience at the Brewers Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Brew at the Zoo here in Nashville.
Yes.
It was a raucous good time. But,
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, but also in the same vein, I wanted to talk about things you shouldn't do at a brew festival. Brew at the Zoo.
Things you shouldn't do at Brew at the Zoo.
Yeah. And first off, have you ever been to any kind of brew fest? You ever done one of those? Okay. Of your experience, do you remember anything that stood out? Like, no, that looked depressing. Like that looked like something that shouldn't have gone on.
I've been to one in Knoxville once, and there was a lot of like hot. It was just really hot in the summer, and it was outside, and there's a lot of tents, and there was like foods that definitely shouldn't have been served, or there was tasting pairings that you're like, why would I want to do this? It's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, I'm not trying to.
100 degrees.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees outside. Why are you feeding me like warm fruit and beers? You know, like these apples are rotting in the sun. These grapes have turned to raisins before my eyes. Why are you giving me this?
Yeah, like they should be serving like frozen watermelon or something.
Yeah,
like, that would be
do
much
something
better.
interesting. It's like refreshing
Do a
and great.
popsicle.
Poorly planned ideas at some of these places.
Ladies, all right, if you're listening to this, do not wear high heels or wedges to the brew festival.
Flat shoes and thong sandals.
Yeah, go simple, okay?
Chacos.
I know this might sound like, you're dude, whatever. Like, you can still look really flossing, all right? Yeah. With some flats. It doesn't matter. But the problem is, here's what's going to happen. At about 9 o'clock in the evening, when the event started at 6:30, and you've had several samplings of hundreds of beers, whatever it may be, you're either going to be turning your ankles or you're going to be carrying those shits the rest of the time that you're out there.
That's very true.
And it also just seems like it's a bit much. It's like, you're just out here to, like...
Yeah, you're on, like, grassy lawns a lot, too. And
well, at the zoo, it's like hills and stuff. Like, you're, like, walking, really walking to try some stuff.
But they have to look fancy.
Like, yeah, you can look good. Like, guys are just there in, like, shorts and T-shirts. Like, you can still look hot in just, like, normal clothes. I don't know. You don't got to get, like, way up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can be really good looking without doing the heels. But I just remember seeing some chicks that just went extra. And it's like, I don't know. This doesn't seem wise. It seems like you're going to be breaking your ankles by the end of the night. The other thing is, there's guaranteed to a fight. You know, fight's going to happen.
Fight's going to happen. Fight's definitely going to happen at the brew.
And I will say, for those of you that like are going to go, you know, wearing heels, that's not going to embarrass you. I mean, maybe it will, because some people are going to judge you. I don't know.
Or
it'll embarrass you when you fall over.
If you get too drunk, yeah.
Yeah, you've had too much. And they're like, she can't even stand up.
Yeah. No wonder she can't stand up. She's walking on 11-inch stilettos.
You got that newborn baby deer look going on. It's like,
wobble knees.
Wobbly legs. Anyway, is the more you get into the beer, the more friendly people get. And it's also the more annoying people get.
Yeah.
You know, like there was this group of guys that were kind of near our group for a period of time while we were like weaving in and out of tents. And I just remember thinking they were so close to us. Like they were just like, almost like...
You're up in my space, bro.
Yeah, like they were like talking, they were having such a good... Like, oh man, look at this, meerkats, you know, like...
Meerkat!
They were having such a good time. But at the same time, you're like, you're so close to me right now that I feel like I almost need to tell you like, hey man, just, you know, chill out a little bit. Calm down. Definitely, you need to eat some food. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had some experiences where people were not eating food.
You'll get blackout at those things. I mean, you have how many brewers were there?
100.
100
and
brewers.
You're serving 3-ounce pours.
Unlimited. I thought it was supposed to be 2.
Dude, it's
but I'm sure it was
3. 200 ounces,
unlimited,
300 ounces
unlimited
of alcohol.
2 to 3 ounce pours.
Yeah.
You being able to take, just do the math, you're drunk. Okay?
You're going to be
100%.
shammied.
You're going to get drunk at this thing. That's the idea. If you're not eating, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're going to be dead or wish you were dead.
Or you're going to be the one that people are talking about. Like, did you see that one sitting in the grass?
Yeah.
Puke all over the shirt?
Yeah,
that one.
I watched that dude just drank a beer and he threw it all back up into his commemorative glass. then he'd drink it again. It was real fucking creepy.
The one time that me and Jimmy went to the Music City Brewers Fest, it was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot, like you said, like 100 degrees. And we didn't get to that point, but it was so hot that there was a point where Jimmy was just sitting on the ground, like kind of like his like elbows on his knees.
Just sweating.
And just sweating, just kind of like, man, it's fucking hot here. This guy walks by, he's like, it'll be okay, buddy. Drink some water. Because he thought he was like just
hammered.
slammed. Yeah. Overall, the event was really good. Tried a lot of good beers. Monday Night Brewing was there, and they had their Dr. Robot, which we've reviewed before. Very good. They also had the Scotch Ale that was just money. I mean, it was so good. And I told the guy, because somebody came up was like, just give me a splash of the Scotch Ale, like right before I got there. He's like, oh, just a splash? Okay, good. I said, well, I was like, I'm going to go full. Like, give me a full. And he poured the whole cup.
Oh, no.
Like, even though it's a commemorative glass that's small, they only fill those things halfway. He's like, full? I was like, yeah. And I just meant, like, give me a full sample. And he gave me a full serving, and it was like 8-point-something%. And this was early in the night. So, yeah, we had a good time. It was definitely a nice night, too, to go out.
Nice.
So.
All right, we got to move on to this last beer.
Okay, our last beer of the day is from Highland Brewing out of Asheville, North Carolina. This is their seasonal Wanderlush Hazy Adventure Ale. It doesn't even say it's an IPA, but it's definitely in that
IPA,
realm.
Yeah.
Wanderlush is lush with notes of lemon and melon. This hazy, mellow IPA is the perfect companion for summer wanderings. The ingredients on the can say water, hops, yeast, and malt. It is independently family owned since 1994. When I took the first sip of this thing, lemon was definitely the star in this. So it is
citrusy boy.
I like lemon stuff, especially if I'm on the water, if I'm doing something outdoors. Like, lemon is refreshing. So I haven't had I've had grapefruit IPAs. I haven't had one that's been like, lemon is what we're going to go with here as the front note. And this is awesome.
It's really good. This was my favorite beer of the weekend. I think this was the Bachelor's second favorite beer of the weekend. This is the last one on his little short list that we had, but I liked this beer a lot. We ran out of it early, and I was like, damn it, that was so good. I hate that we don't have more of those. It's very, very good. The thing about the lemony note is you're really tasting not just the citrus of the lemon, but the fruit notes of the lemon.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
You're getting, which you don't normally catch in IPAs. Very refreshing, very light, bright golden, hazy color. It's beautiful.
Yeah. On that note of, like, getting the fruit notes, it's not even fruit notes. Like, you're actually getting the fruit a little bit. Because a lot of times if you zest a lemon or you zest a lime or grapefruit or orange or whatever, it's like all of the aroma is there. Yeah, and that's mostly what you get in these. Yeah. But this is almost as if you squeezed the lemon into it and then zested it some.
Yeah, get a little bit of citrus and a little bit of zest.
So I like this.
This is nice. This is a nice one. Yeah, I really, really like this beer a lot. I don't have much else to say about it, but you should drink it. It's a seasonal, so it's only going to be available for the summer. If you find this bad boy out there, on their website they have a beer finder page, so take advantage of it. I think they're going to be more prominent in the Southeast as far as distribution goes. There's a lot more of these out towards East Tennessee where we were, since they're based out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
In Asheville, of course. But no, this beer is so just
tasty.
Yummy. It's yummy.
And I got to give a shout out, because I said I would at the store, to Riverfront Wine and Spirits, which is in Hermitage, Tennessee. They helped us have this.
Was it Riverfront or?
Yeah, it says Music City Wine and Spirits on the Google Maps, but when you go to the actual store, it's Riverfront.
I think it's both. I think
doing business as
their Instagram has Music City Wine and Spirits.
So Music City Wine and Spirits at Hermitage is the one that helped us provide this last beer, because we couldn't find it anywhere else. So shout out to them. Hopefully they follow us and laugh some while we talk about this.
Yeah, honestly, thank you. I found other beers when we did our St. Patrick's Day episode, found some things from them. I like them. They try to keep stuff in stock. If you want to see something, you can talk to them about it and say, hey, what about this beer? And they'll kind of look into it and potentially stock it. And
you know what?
I like their categorization of, like, around the world, and then it'll show you the countries that they're from and stuff. I like it's a small store, but I like their setup.
I will say, I know earlier I was like, it doesn't matter if you smile or don't. But the guy in there, when I was talking to him about stuff, he was super friendly and super helpful.
Yeah,
And I was
that guy's great.
Yeah,
I like that guy a lot.
So I'm going to contradict myself. I enjoyed my customer experience.
Well, yeah, when somebody does smile and they're friendly, it is nice, but it's not my, it's not going to make me decide whether or not I'm going back or leaving a review just because you weren't smiling at me. If you still provided me good service, I'm fine. Anyways, let's move on to our last little subject. I'm going to run through a crazy situation. So I was at that bachelor party, and my friend, he said, sometimes I like to go on Reddit to random categories and find the top thing in that category and
dark
through.
web. Yep.
And sometimes you find some weird stuff. So he went into the legal advice Reddit thread, and this was the number one thread when he got on there. And the title is, I think my boyfriend has been drugging me to make me forget things. He is a doctor. Okay.
Whoa. Already starting strong.
Starting real crazy. And this is posted by Intrepid Sport.
Thanks, Intrepid.
Thank you, Intrepid, for this beautiful post. This is a wild ride I'm about to take you on here. And I read this out loud at the thing, at the bachelor party, and we were cracking up at how this ends.
Let's go.
Okay. This is in North Texas. Hey, so I must apologize if this post is jumbled a bit. I started typing it up in Word yesterday before my date and forgot about it before finishing it today. What? Already having memory loss? I think my boyfriend has been secretly drugging me for a while now and is gaslighting me. That's not what gaslighting is. I know this is going to be hard to explain, but I have been having gaps in memory that I have been explaining away as being tired or overworked or whatever else. I was going to ask my boyfriend about it since he is a doctor, but then I started to notice that this seems to happen when I go on dates with him. Yeah. I know it must be crazy, but I have woken up with dried semen on my breasts several times with no memory of the night before. I know it's him as, well, I won't get into specific, but he likes that kind of thing more than other guys would. Yeah, I don't know.
What?
Yeah. There's some details that don't matter in this.
Wait, so you've done this with multiple guys?
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't like it.
Yeah, they didn't like it, but he's super into
really
the semen on my chest thing. The first time it happened was when we were drinking, and I wrote it off as too much to drink. We get drunk and have sex all the time, so it's not a big deal to me. But then there were a few times when I know we were not drinking. I decided to break up with him over it, only to suddenly find myself on a date with him a few days later. What? Yeah. I had not yet had the conversation to break up with him, but planned on it next time I talked with him. I remember seeing... Yeah, I thought you said you broke up with him.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, there's some confusing shit in here. I think while they're writing this, they're forgetting what they're writing. I planned on it next time I talked to him. I remember being at the restaurant, but nothing before that. My car and his car was in the parking lot, too, so I was confused. I decided to play along when he asked me to come back to his place. After 3 days at his place...
What? After 3 days at his place?
Yeah. I was
Chained
like,
to a wall.
Sure, I'll play this game 3 days later. After 3 days at his place, I remember everything, so I started to trust him again, knowing he was an ENT, I think, ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Yeah.
Knowing he was an ENT, I know it won't be his forte, but he is a doctor. I was going to ask him about my issues when he randomly pointed to these red bumps on my thigh and said I should be treating those sores. So far to recap, she doesn't remember a lot of stuff. She goes to his house. It's suddenly 3 days later. She's about to bring it up, but he points out there's some red spots on her legs that she should go get looked at or make sure that she's treating them, whatever they are. All this sounds pretty suspicious. I'd completely forgotten they were there. These little red bumps that look like needle injections that got infected. I got so freaked out he mentioned them that I had decided to leave. The next he came over to check on me, and I remember waking up in the bed with more dried semen on my chest. The jumps are just ridiculous, like huge jump cuts.
Yeah.
Then today he met me for lunch saying we had agreed to meet. I never agreed to meet with him and would never want to. But you went there.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's weird. He does this all the time.
Today we went to lunch, though I never agreed to lunch.
Yeah. He does this all the time, saying we agreed to do something I have no memory of. I'm sick and tired of it and want him punished. I don't know what that means. Are you going to come on his chest? No. Ooh. This has started to affect my work life as well, as I start to get paranoid when I see a boss walk into a room after making eye contact with me. I get paranoid that they are about to fire me. My friends also state I have been acting strangely and out of character. I have even begun to lose sleep and sleepwalk when I do. Is there a way to have blood work done to see what kind of drug he is using on me? I do not want the police to blow me off and push me away as some crazy lady, so I want to be damn sure when I go to the police. Okay. So, my friend at the time, he was like, all right, I need you to read this post, like this many posts down, like comments. So I start reading it, and it just seems so off topic.
He wants you to get deep into the rabbit hole, like skip forward into the rabbit hole.
Yeah, skip to this one. So I start reading this one, and it ends up being, this was the wrong one. He didn't want me to read this one. It had moved in the thread. But I start reading, hey, former professional pest control guy here with lots of experience with bed bugs. I will happily answer any questions about bed bugs. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy advertising about bed bugs in the middle of this thing? So he's like, no, that's the wrong one. Read further down. And then this person said, you mentioned red bumps on your thigh, insomnia, memory loss, paranoia, and anxiety. Pull the sheets off your mattress, please. Check in the little creases for brown specks or encrusted brown flakes. These symptoms sound eerily similar to what happened to a friend of mine. We thought he was going crazy too. Turns out he was having a severe reaction to long-term bed bug bites. You mentioned that you remember everything that happened at his place, but as soon as you got home, it started up again. Bed bugs can cause psychological symptoms if the reaction is severe enough. I would check the lip of your mattress first to see if you have bed bugs. This person said, wait, seriously? Does it look like dried chocolate or poop chunks along the seam of the mattress?
Oh.
And then they said, yes, that what you see? And they said, yes, all on the left side of my mattress by the wall. Said, you need to have an exterminator come out to confirm and treat, but more than likely, that's what it is. Somebody said, that checks out, and then quoted, after 3 days at his place, I remembered everything, so I started to trust him again. And then I went back up. Hey, former professional pest control guy here with lots of experience about bed bugs. I will happily answer any questions about bed bugs. Dude, this girl was about to straight up take this dude to court for drugging her because she had fucking bed bugs.
Yeah.
She was this close to ruining this dude's life because she's nasty.
Yeah. You remember I think it was the last episode or the one before where I said, it's a menage a trois. Bed bugs eat me while I eat you.
Oh my god.
That's literally what she's been experiencing for like the last several months of her
Bed bugs
life.
eat me, I eat you, I come in your chest.
It's good. We had a good time, and I forget about all of it.
Oh my god, dude.
I never
blew
knew.
my fucking mind. I didn't know that you could literally have memory loss and psychological symptoms from bed bugs because they're saying you don't really sleep. You're not like really
You're getting bitten all night.
You're not really sleeping. Like you're just kind of getting feasted on by bugs and don't even know it.
I want to go check my mattress.
Dude, I immediately checked my mattress when I got home. I check it every day now. I'm so fucking paranoid.
How do you even get them?
Usually you bring them from like, I don't know where they originate from or how they like come out naturally. It's usually you bringing them from somewhere, like staying somewhere, like vacation. That's why in hotels they have those little racks you can put your luggage on so it doesn't touch the floor.
Oh.
That's why they put those racks there.
That's why that's there?
They put those racks there so that you're not spreading bed bugs into the hotel and vice versa. You're not taking them home.
Dude.
Yeah, always do that. Always put your clothes like
they need an
never on
instruction
the
manual
floor.
when you get into your hotel.
Yeah,
this
that's
is why we have
it.
these.
I didn't understand that. That's why they have those there. It's a cleanliness thing. Like I was like, what is the point of this thing? Why would I put my luggage on this? And it's like because it's to not track anything in and out of the hotel potentially. So it's for you not to bring it into the hotels. That's the big thing. So now I've been checking my mattress 3 times a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so on that wildly depressing story.
Everyone check your beds for bed bugs.
Check your beds for bed bugs, people. That's all I know.
You think your spouse or significant other is drugging you to have sex and come on your chest, just make sure you check your mattress first.
Make sure you're not a fucking nasty person.
Well, it doesn't mean she was nasty.
It does because she'd been living with it for weeks, so that she just got... she called them poop chunks.
That's big.
Yeah.
Poop chunks.
Poop chunks? We're talking chunks here?
Like, not even shavings.
Yeah.
Like a chunk. Like a chunk of
it
poop.
didn't look like somebody smeared poop along it. It's that you're talking, you got some poop chunks on your mattress?
Oh my gosh.
You nasty.
That is really bad. All right, well, I guess this sums up the episode for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Favorite beer of the day, sir?
100% Wonderlush.
I concur.
All Day IPA is a close second because it is an easy all day drinking beer. But
I like it a
man,
lot.
this beer is great. I love this beer.
Yeah. We only had one local today, right?
Yeah, only one local, and it was a repeat. But we had like 3 locals last week, so.
True. Yeah, we made up
Fair.
for it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Wanderlush, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, this
Go get it.
has been the Beer Brothers. I am Micah.
I'm Cody.
See
Deuces.
you later.
Clean your mattress.
Clean your mattress, you fucks.